And we have I think this is the 28th or 30th
Video?
video.
Oh shit!
What was that?
Killing the bugs.
We're not killing bugs. We just send them flying. We send them home.
No, get them the hell out.
He does, he
Even
does.
though
About killing
there's
him.
a thing with mosquitoes. Mosquitoes is one of the only things, the only creations that we don't know what it brings value.
I'm still at the
It's
point
just
where I
the
don't know
thing.
any of the bugs.
It's just the
They've
thing.
killed more than any gun of any air of any bullet. Mosquitoes.
I don't know if
Killing
that's-
the whole world in the whole entire history.
I had a toll.
It's
Just
interesting.
take the guns away from mosquitoes.
Take that away from mosquitoes.
Okay.
Name of the share today.
I love
Guns
the
and
naming of the year. I don't know who's doing it every day, but I love the fact that
Can I tell you something?
I named a couple of them.
I don't have to do anything. I just read the title and I
He
feel
has it posted at least in 2 places.
I've been naming them.
Root on his own channel, and it's called different things.
and it's called different.
And then I click on
Must
it,
name
it's
them.
the
It's
same
very
video.
important. And we need to
It has
get
different
pictures.
people doing the marketing for different things.
Yeah.
What the hell?
It's
Okay, you
awesome.
can't.
It's awesome.
We need to get a theme
I
song.
watched that one already. Sometimes I get
We need to
only
get a
20
theme
minutes in.
song. What's our theme song?
Sounds familiar. I don't know what it
Low rider, get a little lower. We got it. That's going to be our theme song. Is that a good one?
Which one?
Low rider.
Oh, right. I was thinking today, everything we do. this
Good enough for
whole
George
thing,
Lopez. Good enough for me.
From our Nagelwasser, from our Moida'ani, from everything, it's to raise our vibrations. Whatever we can do to raise our vibrations. Even Karbanas and Ketairas. And that whole thing, everything is about, because what we put out is what comes back. So it's all about, raising our Psukkah de Zimra is to take us to certain place. Then we go into the Malachim vibrations. Then we go into our deepest vibrations.
Funny, I feel like I'm
As we go. Do we have a guest?
We can invite him.
Shit.
looks like
You want
Dovi's
to
dad.
join the happy
Done
courses?
bad.
Dovi, is this your dad?
That's Toby's dad.
Hi, Dovi's dad.
Did your father join us?
We should reread yesterday's
No, not
title.
today.
Valdi. That's the best thing without understanding. Just
No, we understand.
no. This guy was a little bit far.
Saying he was listening far, so you without understanding was
Why can't you come
The
close?
atmosphere is not important.
Come join.
Because
Yeah.
I'm-
Don't be a stranger.
We can do it in Yiddish. We can do it in
Please
Yiddish.
join. Bechavod, bechavod.
We can do it in
How's
Yiddish.
Dovi's English so good?
Today we're starting a new Torah. Torah Chavav.
Alikut Mara. Okay, let's continue.
Let's see.
Let's try.
Let's see what.
This is a very, very interesting Torah. We'll try to.
It's a short one. Oh.
So we're back in the Gemara in Bechaydas.
The Mayas.
The Gemara in the Bechaydas goes through the Sabbath Beituna, the elders of Athens that were asking
riddles,
Rabbi
the
Yeshua ben Hanania these questions, and he was giving answers. And the fascinating thing is the Gemara feels the necessity to put it into Gemara, but not really explain any of it. He puts the whole riddle in.
Well, if he
whole
would,
thing-
there would be half the Kutem Aran.
It would be happening without it. But it's fascinating. The Gemara found it important enough to put it in
Right.
and then leave it. But also understand that in those years,
It's like Paraduma.
think about our presidential debates when those buffoons get up on the stage and they're screaming and using these little pens, this and this. Here is also a debate. But look how classy it is. Look how classy it's done. I'm going to say something, you're going to have to figure out what I'm saying, and I'm going to give you an answer, and you're going to have to figure out what I'm saying back to you. And then I'm going to be menatzeach, meaning, and he won them. They asked him a question to stump him, he responded, and he stumped them. Like last one was, bring me an item that's not worth its value in its damages caused.
Where's the
And-
Gemara from Sabbath Beituna?
B'chayres.
What that?
Oh, this one says Soita.
B'chayres chesam et beis.
Which one? That's Chavav? Chafei it says Soita.
No, Chavav. I have it here. It's
Yours
B'chayres.
Bechayr. I'm just saying, the one that you said, bring me something bigger.
Oh, that one, that's
That one is
Chafei.
Soita.
That's Chafei.
That's what I said.
I'm
Yeah,
talking about
because you
Chavav
just
over
went back. You said the last
Let me see.
one
I'm curious.
was Soita.
No, also,
Soitem
also
Memches.
I have it also B'chayres Ches Samid Beis.
Whatever. These guys are confusing.
No, B'chayres.
It says over here, Soitem Memches.
Mexico, like, you know, out of the country.
Okay, so today's riddle is a new one.
In this country.
Ritzisa Demaz, they asked him, B'vayusa. Heichanaf Ekrucha. A chick inside its egg that dies. How does its neshama go out?
Oh, good one.
How does it leave the egg?
The question is, how did it come in?
Oh, you could have been Rabbi Shua Chananya. V'amalahu, v'hanadal. However it came in is the same way it's going to go out. That was the riddle and that was the response. And the Gemara found it important
To put that in.
so that we can learn from it. So the Rebbe goes to town on it and says, what does he mean? What was the deeper meaning of this? Ritzitza is an afroyach. What is a ritzitza? Is an afroyach. What's an afroyach? A chick. A chick is,
Yeah, classy way to say chick.
afroyach.
There you go.
Afroyach. Ritzitza is an afroyach.
Hatchling.
Hatchling, very good.
Well, it's not yet an hatchling.
It's not a hatchling yet.
Come out.
So the Rebbe is going to start, he just took the word afroyach, and that's becoming the baseline for what's going on. Ritzisa is afroyach. Zebachin is tzaddik. Tzaddik katamar
Yifra.
yifrach. So he's taking the right away, the afroyach, and he's putting it into the tzaddik. So the question that they were asking him is, Bechin is yifrach b'yam of tzaddik.
Ooh, this is good. You ready?
Why are you reading ahead?
I don't know. I just.
Shashalu Oisai. The Sabbath Beituna asked him, Hatzadik Shemem is his Hatzma. Moise as was, and after the slice of Usai.
What's with slice of
With davening and bakasha.
No, I don't know what's wrong.
With davening and bakasha. Be'ezem in HaMakoyim is Menat Tfilah Tzarech Leidim Zanafshe B'Yoisai.
Again, sorry, but slice of is what?
When we daven,
Yeah.
again, we started this morning, right? Everything we do is to raise our vibrations.
I tell you, Shememis is Atzma. Moiser is Nafshoy.
B'Yoisai.
Betzloisa.
During
During davening,
during
okay.
davening and begging. We are in
Sorry,
davening.
Linzer is Nafshoy.
Should it be guys again? A chick in the egg, a tzaddik who's giving back his nefesh, who's being moist to nefesh. Where does it go out from? You understand the trip here?
Wow.
The
Oh,
tzaddik.
this is a continuation from yesterday.
Everything is. Everything is. All the stuff is the Beitunas.
Oh, this is so good.
We're going to be right back.
I saw a line yesterday.
Be'ezim in HaMakoyim when I did tzarech le'lim says nafshe b'yoysev v'heshev lehem. So they're assuming there's a hanacha they're making. There's a basics they're saying. What are you trying to think?
No, keep going. I had a great line yesterday. Fits right in. What that?
They understand that.
Bernie, what do you have?
everybody-
Bernie, what do you have? Bernie? From Draymond.
Bernie, what do you have? Bernie.
Oh, he's talking to crowd. Okay, keep going. I'll tell you at the end.
that there's an understanding here that the
say about Bernie?
Rambam says when is there chiyuv daraisa tefillah?
Back in the day.
Yeah, when's give the rights of Tefillah?
When's the chiyuv daraisa tefillah?
Came back from Israel. Finished.
When you need something.
Someone like him.
When you need something, there's a chiyuv daraisa to go
Pray
down
for it,
for
because
it.
that's why God
That's
gave you
where
the
the
need.
chiyuv daraisa based on the Rambam.
Okay.
Meaning, so there's a basic understanding that we need to daven for things, and we need when we're experiencing a lack, when we're experiencing something that we're missing in life, we're experiencing a tzara. There's a chiyuv daraisa to go daven for it. By a tzara, it's crazy. That's where we need to. So now the Sabbath Beib Tuna asking Shubin Chananya, now that we're davening. At what point in the davening do I need to be moist nefesh?
All in. All
Where
in.
do I go all
Where you put in
in?
all your energy.
Where do I put in all my energy into being really and maybe?
Wait for it.
So there's a hanacha that they're making. They're understanding that we all daven, and they're asking where in davening.
Moise nefesh. Moise nefesh.
Yeah, the Heshav Lahem, Hechad Da'al. in the place that it comes in. I know. Hey, in the place, sheyesh lo lalas nitzotzei kedusha. Let's back it up a second. We have to just give a drop of background on here to the rapach nitzotzes.
here.
There's a concept of 288. And maybe the Rebbe can give us more of an insight into the 288. The rapach nitzotzes. During Shviras HaKelim,
That's a good
and please correct me if I'm saying anything else.
Rubber's like Rubbermaid.
Very
resilient.
Like, am I like one of the garbage cans?
Bounce right back.
Am I like a
The
rubber
rapach
ball?
nitzotzes is the idea.
Levitach Nahum Messias Nefesh.
Am I the
No.
rubber that you melt down?
Which place?
There's 288 sparks that fell by
From where?
Shviras HaKelim.
So Lowe's picked up a thing.
During Shviras HaKelim, when we say HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Bain Ha'olam Machrivam, before
Bring it back. Bring it back.
there was worlds that were created and destroyed. There's something called Shviras HaKelim. During Shviras HaKelim, there was the idea that there were 288 sparks that fell, and the
Not paying attention.
tzaddikim of every
We're not getting
generation are
enough out of
busy
it.
collecting these 288 sparks.
Sorry, but I enjoy very much. And we talk now Shviras HaKelim, too much one time, too much all. It's also
It's true. That's where you have to look for it.
We're sorry. We're sorry. Good luck. Bye now. Bye now. Thank you.
A
I
couple
know.
of Olam.
Who's episode 288?
288
Gematria, who's Gematria?
rapach.
Lapach, okay, whatever.
So the tzaddikim in every generation are busy elevating these rapach
Oh, the other nish.
efroya.
How would you translate rapach?
The 288. It's just a
Oh, it's
Reish
just, it's the
Tes
okay, fine.
is
It's the
times more than
numeric
one,
value.
like that. So efroya.
Found it.
Where'd you find?
David Draymond's line.
No, the Draymond's line. You want here?
Go.
Right, did we say the good part yet here?
You say good part, yeah.
All right, finish it.
Sheyesh Lalas Nitzotzei Kedusha. Because where does he go? Where does he have to put in his total Mesiris Nefesh?
Walking in the door.
Sheyesh Lalas Nitzotzei Kedusha. Hainu Eich in the place Shenichnas by Machshavas Zadas. Wherever his Machshavas Zadas go, meaning you're trying to focus in Shemona Esrei, and your mind is dragging you and dragging you and dragging you. Rabbi Pinson always says.
Weird,
Best ideas he come up with.
Yeah, Vincent always says, the thing that's bothering you a whole day, that's not machshavas zaros, that's you.
Okay.
It's the things that come out of nowhere. In middle of Shemana Esrei, those are the machshavas zaros. The thing you were thinking about till now is that's just you.
I got the
That's
Machshavas
not your
Zorias.
machshavas zaros.
I got the Machshavas Zorias. I got the
Listen to
Machshavas
Listen to
Zorias.
this.
I got the Machshavas Zorias. I got the Machshavas Zorias.
Listen to this.
Israeli's good concert.
Besides, darling, we may be dark, but let me share a secret with you.
Vedas.
Darkness
Who's that? Ayita Leroy. Who's Ayita?
Sometimes darkness can show you the light. And this is what he's saying here.
Hainu, Efshe nach in the
No.
place by machshavas zaros. V'tzarech lahaloisam keyadua. So when these machshavas zaros come in, these are lightning bolts that HaKadosh Baruch Hu is showing you. It's something to pay attention to and say, if this is hitting me now in the middle of nowhere, not the thing I was thinking about the whole day. I'm trying to daven, and all of a sudden a random thought, the machshavas zara, foreign to me, shows up. That's the thing that's being pointed to you for you to see. Sometimes it's just fantasy, and you got to know which one it is. And that's the tricky thing with it, when you're starting to work on them, and when you're starting to recognize them. Just realize which ones are fantasies and which ones are, machshavas zaros. But again, in everything, it's ein hadavar mesukah ela b'sharshay, right? All dinim are mesukim b'sharshay, means we have to go to the source of the thing. So that's what he's going to say over here. How does it go out? Where you Meiser Nefesh? Where it comes in. What does it mean where it comes in? What's that machshava zara that hits you in the middle of nowhere? Go into that, figure that out, and that's where be Meiser Nefesh.
Can I tell you a story?
It's-
Okay, a story of in Chelm. I never said it to him, huh? Anyway, in Chelm,
How are you
there was
telling
a
the
guy.
story after that?
Listen,
you know what
listen.
he just said?
Yes, I'm about to explain it very well. In Chelm, there's a guy that was walking down the street at night, and he saw his friend Shloimeh is looking for something under the streetlight. So he asked him, "What are you looking for? Can I help you?" He says, "Yeah, I'm looking for my keys." So he joins him, and they're looking and they're looking. After a few minutes, he says, "Shloimeh, where'd you lose your keys?" He says, "On the other street."
You're allowed to smoke on camera.
So he said, "So why are you looking here?" He said, "Because over here is the light." Right? So what he's saying here is that if you're looking for your keys, go look in the darkness.
Sometimes darkness shines brighter.
That's what he's saying here. He said, you want to know where?
I'm still lost.
Yeah.
Why am I looking at the light?
Bernie's sweet like sugar, Bernie.
Because that's where it's light. Usually when we're looking to fix our problems, we're not looking under the rug. Like this, that.
Bernie,
But
tell
Sarah-
him Bernie sees me cigarette.
Yeah.
Can you elaborate?
Can
Can you elaborate?
So yeah. So what's the machshava zara that shows up? What's the real machshava zara that shows up? The machshava zara, what he's talking about over here, those things that we've been working on, we thought we're done with, all of a sudden show up in the middle of nowhere. They're ever saying that's where you pay attention, and that's where you gotta give Mesidas Nefesh. And that's where, and how do you do Mesidas Nefesh on those things? It's during davening. The Mesidas Nefesh isn't davening. Daven for it. Daven for the ability for helikite. Daven for the ability for elevation. Daven
That's what
for
it's
the
saying?
ability
It's
to
not
be
saying
like-
to look into the...
Daven to the
It's not
ability-
saying to look at the dark
But
side?
how do you do it in davening? But it's loose
When it's not,
loose.
if it's from the outside, then it's not outside? I'm not understanding fully.
Meaning, if an outside thought comes to you, where something that you're done with, something that's way out of whack, it's not in your league today. You've been out of it. You're not in that thought mind process.
You're saying,
That's not where you-
saying
that's-
a regretful time?
Either a piece of yourself where you're feeling very, very negative.
Why can't it be a future thing, something I've never done?
2 minutes.
Or any type of thought that comes to us out of whack, that's not in its proper place. It's like a weird thought. Go into it. Go into it and daven for that. And be Meiser Nefesh for that.
Don't push it away, embrace it.
You should don't. Yes. Meaning look at it, recognize it.
It's saying a
and say-
concept, it's bizarre to me, it's saying a concept that comes in that you're not supposed to think of.
Think about it.
Think about it.
Why?
It's like,
I'll tell you why.
it's very weird.
I'll tell you why. The way the voices in our heads works is that they come and scare you, right? And then as long as you're
My voices don't scare me.
okay.
At all?
Wait a second.
Fear
No.
is definitely the
Hey, we're
strongest.
not talking about him. We're talking about everybody else.
Most people.
Most people.
I don't operate from the place that I'm gonna be scared of what I'm thinking.
One second.
You just told me to be scared.
No, I didn't say that. I said the voices come, they try to scare you. So we don't focus on that. We
You're
focus
saying
on something
exactly
else.
the words. I'm going to say something from Likutei Halachos here, the way he explains it a little bit.
What is he saying?
B'shas hatfila, during davening, miskabrim b'yoyser, kol ha-bilbulim b'chol machshava zara v'sabalev.
Not
All our anxieties and everything
Okay, see
comes
you guys.
bubbling up. Enjoy Vermont, enjoy the trip. Nice.
Thank you.
We go.
During davening,
Focus it out, keep it out.
all the bilbulim show up. Ki ikra tefillah ba b'shvil zeh. The purpose of tefillah is to quiet our mind, is to stop all of the racing in the mind and stop and go into neutral for a second. That's the purpose. Kedei levatlam. The whole purpose of tefillah is to be levatel the bilbulim. Our mind is racing, and then you stand in the middle of the day and do a mincha and say, no, stop a second. Just slow down. All of this is okay. You'll be okay. Breathe for 2 seconds. Shift back into neutral a second. Just relax. And that's what the whole idea of tefillah is to stop the bilbulim in the brain. It's something that we feel shame about, Arla slave, something we feel stuck with, Shvira slave, some type of depression. They make you feel shame, they make you feel guilt, and then they break you. And through the vibrations and the words of tefillah, and what I'm trying to do with tefillah is to get rid of these negative emotions and to raise my vibrations. Everything in davening and everything we're doing from the beginning, we said this morning, everything is about raising our vibrations. That first smile to the guy, we walk into a room and we judge the room and we say, okay, let me take the temperature of everybody in the room to decide if I'm going to smile.
And my thermometer and my thermostat.
Exactly. Who am I going to smile to? Let me make sure this room is safe before I emote any emotions that I may be, I may be vulnerable, as opposed to just walking in there and you being that guy that's going to raise the vibrations in the whole room and start with the smile. And everything we do from the Maidani to everything is just to raise our vibrations. So when we have these negative thoughts, shame, those are the lowest level vibrations that we can have.
But it seems like I'm having it for a reason, so I'm supposed to go into it.
So what do we do? Okay, therefore, by davening specifically when we're working on being mevatel them, that's when they regenerate themselves very strong. Like any army, like any war, like any conflict. When one side comes, I'm standing here by davening. My entire purpose of davening is to be mevatel these bilbulim. Of course, that's when they're going to fight back. At that point, the other side fights back with all its might and all its eyes. Because you see that they're trying to get rid of him. You see that I'm coming to Shemana Esrei. In Shemana Esrei, my goal is to be mevatel my machshava zaras and my bilbulim. Naturally, what they're going to do is fight back. Okay, b'shas tefillah hu melchama gedola. By tefillah during davening is a tremendous melchama because our intention is to be mevatel and to calm the brain and to calm the mind. And to say, no, we're connected to the Ein Sof. Baruch atah Hashem. Baruch hu es Hashem Amvayrach. We're part of a system. We're good.
We were talking about.
Now I know why the alarms have to go off.
We were talking about leveling. We were talking about leveling up in previous things.
You can't just jump into battle though.
Yes, why can't you?
Because you have to prepare for
You're davening. That's the preparation.
But I feel like
Preparation.
We talked about.
Preparation.
We talked
Putting the
about.
hat and jacket on. That's to getting
That's part of the preparation.
Getting your sword and your shield ready.
We got some
We
preparation.
spoke about leveling up.
We got some
So
preparation.
is there a time when?
Sir, we got some preparation.
Preparation age.
Preparation is.
Is there a time when? Is there a time when that is not going to be practical? That this is like, am I getting above this ever, or I want this to always be part of the flow?
Great
Preparation
question.
J.
Big little kids, little toys, big toys, big toys.
Yeah.
Right. So when we're younger, we have certain machshavas zaras. As we elevate, we have different machshavas.
I'm not understanding. I
think you level up in
I understand the word, but I'm not understanding how it's placeful because it sounds negative and it's not meant to be there if it's good.
It's not negative. It's
This guy's so good.
The tool.
I'm dreaming
It's
about him
nevuah.
all night. I'm dreaming about him.
if it's used properly, it's nevuah.
So what I'm saying. Then what's the translation of it?
You're asking if you level up in this push as well?
fine.
No,
Yes.
meaning when you meditate, you throw the brain away and then you bring it back. There's a constant back and forth with that. But the higher level of it as you go is that I think that you're able to keep it inward.
Oh my God! Hold on, I gotta read this one because whoa.
Wow!
Inyan HaMachshavas
Might be a
Zaras.
different type of meditation like that.
From the Bash, from the Baal Shem Tov. Ready for this? You're asking about Machshavas Zaras. Inyan HaMachshavas Zaras habarim b'seichat tefillah. The idea of Machshavas Zaras that come during tefillah, oy ba'askar b'Torah, while he's learning in Torah, who oisam ani tzotzim kedoshim. These are those sparks asher naflu al yedei Yosei ish ba'atzmai. This is coming from Yashka. It's all Christianity that brought these sparks that cause us to have bilbulim during davening and during learning.
Yoshka.
Thank you.
Yoshka.
I
You got the
begin
Yoshka.
with
You got the
that.
Yoshka.
Either in his Gilgal now or in his previous Gilgal.
Why is that? Why?
All bad things come from Goyim, but he's
You
Jewish.
heard what he said? You heard what he
Rabbi Nachman says
said? You heard
that
what he
specifically.
said? You heard what he said? Rabbi Nachman. Rabbi Isaac didn't say nothing of Isaac.
And therefore, if you're being shown these sparks,
What's your first name?
then they're
Meir.
Zealousness.
A man who's the doom of Leo Barachamim.
God continues the work of peace from the heart of the fathers to the sons.
when these sparks that come to us, which were
You're not
scattered
finished with the sparks.
during Yashka.
This
What else we had?
Bible, you taking a shower for dinner?
What was before Yashka?
When somebody comes to
Zisha, what was before
davening,
Yashka?
when somebody comes to davening and he wants to be medabik himself in kedusha osbam
He has kisses to talk about
gam
it.
kein elav kedei l'saknam.
However,
When those netzitzes come
all
to him,
as
he
one are
can.
involved in
They're there for him to rectify them. Ani ba'atzmi shemati mi pikot teizal v'zal. And he's saying over here that he heard specifically from the Baal Shem Tov in this language.
Eight
Tzarech
on the lower.
l'chakim.
8 on the lower.
This is the
Tzarech.
plan of the Lord, designed to give his people a future and hope. At the end of days, you will understand it.
Tzarech l'chakim harba be'inyan ha'machshav v'zayis.
180.
Asher ba'am la'adam ba'am ge'tefillah.
180.
Ki heima kaychaisav mamash asher ba'am elav l'sakam. These machshav v'zayis, the Baal Shem Tov was very much into the idea that they're very much directed at you. They're here for you. They're clear.
So is it a good thing Jesus brought it in? Is it a bad thing Jesus brought it in?
They come to us to elevate.
You can't ask that question. You're not allowed to ask that question.
How
It's
did
too
he-
far. You can't ask that.
I didn't see that.
When you take kedusha and
When-
you draw it down into the negative side, that what was Yashka's
Duality.
whole
When
thing?
he
What was
brought
Yashka's
duality.
Where did he go wrong? Where did he start? Who is his first Chassidim? His first Chassidim, he started on the outside of the walls of Yerushalayim, right outside the Beit HaMikdash.
Right.
When Klal
Set and setting.
When Klal Yisrael was in that forest time,
Lately, something
most of the people were going hungry.
First base of Mikdash. First or second?
Second.
Second.
The Romans
I
were
hope he gets
already
one more.
surrounding Yisrael. They were all the ways around Yerushalayim ready. In the base of Mikdash, karbanes, barbecues, chilling. The Kahanim are raking it in.
You see?
The Kohen Gadol was bought for the last 200 years. It was being
Love
bought by the Rosh Hakol.
you. Have a good
It was a scam of scams towards the end.
How was he? He was not dying in because
He was.
Oh,
Go through the Gemara Numa. That goes to 200.
They bought it every, a new guy bought it every year.
Gemara Numa goes to 200. And he died every year, but he was the highest level. They schlepped him out
I
with the
didn't know
rope.
that happened every year.
Every year.
It was next level.
But there was fraud
I want to go
going
one
on.
day with one guy. I want to go with you. Jack,
Everybody
I
else
want
was
to go
dying.
No, but they were dying on Kiddush Hashem. It made sense.
Yashka comes to town and says, this can't be right. And that's where he started his whole thing. So what's he doing? He's taking Kedusha, and his whole format, his whole program was negativity. This is no good. He didn't start, I have a new thing,
maybe
God
it
came
goes
to
through
me.
my
It
house
wasn't a
and-
positive thing. The entire Christianity started with a negative energy. It all started negative. This is not what we want. And we also
And God spoke to me. And I know what he wants.
And we have to
And I know what he wants.
we talk
And I
about
knew what he
other
wanted.
neighborhoods and other things. We always tend, the us and the them. We're not them. We don't do it that way. No, let's focus on how we do it. We don't not do it the other way.
was like you saw being
Echad Hayom, right? Echad Hayom. It wasn't that he went and didn't, and he smashed. He did smash the others afterwards.
A more altruistic way of living.
First, introduce something new.
He elevated
When you're
consciousness.
Kiddush, you stay around. when you introduce something new, the Baal Shem Tov, Reb Nachman, these people introduced something new. It wasn't about knocking the old. It was a new life.
Earpods.
When there's a new light, earpod. When there's a new
Best invention of 2018.
By the way, thank you for
That's
you. No, that's
and the Hashmut. It's the beginning to the whole anything. If you want to start, Avodas Hashem, Echad Vayavram. Because a chiddush. Echad Vayavram means a brand new chiddush. I'll never forget. My father, I went to bought a CD. I don't remember if it was Daddy.
Legend.
And my father's in my car. I don't remember if it was a tape or a CD. It could be it was even it was a CD. And he pushes the button and he takes it and he throws it out the window. As I'm driving. That was 10
30
bucks. It was $10 at the time. You threw it out, not me.
Wow. That would give me trauma.
You threw out the $10,
Oh
not
my
me.
gosh.
Oh, maybe I gotta bring nothing here for Shabbos.
Oh my gosh.
Did you respond?
He didn't
back?
see him spinning the mic. He didn't see him spinning the mic. He didn't get excited.
There's no chiddush.
So-
My kids know you can play me any music. If there's a chiddush, I love it. If no chiddush, okay. Chiddush. Shirley Green came out. Lipa came out. Yeah, chidushim. Yeah, chidushim. In order to do anything new, Bernd
Avram Fried, not a chiddush.
is not. He was when we grew up.
No,
He's
MBD.
not. We can't be not something else to be ourselves. That's the key. We can't be not them in order to be us. You know, a lot of people are not them. We're not the other shoe. We don't do it like that. You know, I personally, towards certain towns in New Jersey, I'm not them. You know what I mean?
In a different zip code.
You know what I mean? It's not. But that's not who we are. We're not them.
We are them. Punt. We are them.
A, we are them. A, we are them. B, we are. We is.
We is.
It has nothing to do. The whole Christianity, and therefore, when you start a religion that we're not them, that draws down a tremendous amount of negativity. That took the base of
And anyone who fits in that box, that isn't us is goodbye. You're already part of their. You're already making their religion.
First we start with, Ma Tovu. But that's them.
It's them.
But they're good.
That's it.
We're all good.
But you see, it has to come from the guy.
L'chaim.
It has to come from the guy. That's the fakir
What?
That's interesting the way you put it.
That's fakir what Yeshua did. You understand? That's the opposite.
Did you understand what it's saying a little bit more now?
I'm sorry.
Which
That's the
part?
one idiot. What Yeshua
Zish, recap the whole thing.
So when you start a religion negativity, that's why they have crusades.
No. Why are these thoughts, why are these Roya thoughts, Zish? Yeah, why are these Zaya thoughts from Jesus?
It's the whole thing. And it picked up tremendous energy and picked up tremendous inertia and it dragged down a lot of Yidden and created a whole religion that's fighting, a whole Koyach Hara that's fighting, and the whole Rome and the whole, Eden took on this religion. Even America took on this religion of this negativity, really. And so there is tremendous amounts of negativity. We as Jews, our entire job is to elevate negativity. Raise the vibrations. How do we raise vibrations? If Christianity is vibrating on a very low level, if it starts off from we're not them, we're starting off on the lowest level vibration. Our whole job as Eden is raise vibration, raise vibration, raise vibration, raise the spiritual consciousness of the world. raise the spiritual temperature of the world. Raise. So we have to go down. So sometimes all of a sudden a weird thought's going to come to us in the middle of davening, and we understand now that this is a negative thought, and he's talking about specifically negative thoughts that break us. Shame, guilt, depression. When those things hit us, know that it's that negativity that they took when Yashka was standing there saying, this is not the right thing, we have to,
Yes,
we're
yes,
not
you
them.
talk about
That's
this
that
Yashka.
same negative energy that's showing up in our lives, our guilt. We say it 100 times, and people go crazy when we say it, but the whole idea of guilt in Judaism comes from Christianity.
Oh yeah.
The whole thing is Christianity.
Whoa!
All
Kadesh!
guilt in Judaism comes from Christianity. That's what he's saying here. Those are machshavas zaros. And that comes from Yashka himself. And it's up to us to elevate it. To elevate those vibrations.
Not all thoughts that are coming in the middle of davening are necessarily.
You know what he said?
No, that's what he's saying.
they're in the middle of
He's
thinking
saying
about your work
exactly
and
the
it goes up,
opposite.
and
That's exactly
you.
what he's saying.
That's not zaros. Zaros means it's today.
I think about like when you go to the whatever conservative shul, the people always say, oh, but my kids, my this, my that, my that. It's not, that's not what it's about. They're doing a great thing. If I can help them, I can help them. My kids are not going to learn bad from that.
Very good.
It's like
The
letting
people
that go
have a problem
through.
coming to Shari Israel with me because their kids are going to see people driving on Shabbos.
High five.
Your kids, Shabbos is dependent
Dames
on
soldat.
if they see
Dames
somebody
soldat.
else, that they see that there's lightning.
It's not because they see you enjoying it on another level.
Lightning doesn't strike, they're going to go off. That's what it's dependent on, your children's Shabbos and yours. And yours.
Rav Kook says if you're worried that other people are going to go up worse than the people going off the derech, are the people on the inside that are stressing so much, thinking they're going to find something.
It's the same as the
You're
clock.
here.
It's
You
the
know
same
that
as the
this is
clock.
really sweet for you. What are you worried?
By the way,
You're
that's
thinking
why we
to
took
find
away the
something.
clock.
This is, I remember after learning a lot about this, this is a piece I used to say again and again from the Balatanya about these nitzotzes. It's, no. It is important 100% to remember that when you're sitting there during davening, somebody comes in, how do I
Medical
elevate it?
director.
And it's all from, it says, al yeh shoyte. ואפילו אם לא יפעילו לא יראו את האב, זה שעה מחשוב וזאת בשעשו אבוידו בתורה בתפילה בכוונה. Even if these machshavas and things come into your head during davening, learning, and you're trying to do bekavana, al yoshes slave elaine, eli yasiach datem en korega. Don't be malad in it. Don't sit there trying to elevate everything. Rather, completely ignore it. Why? I'm not sure if that is what you were saying.
Right.
I'm assuming we're talking about elevating. That's
No,
what I heard.
Right.
It's a blind stone.
We
V'gam al yeh shoyte lasik. Don't be a shoyte lasik with elevating these things. Shalom achshava zar kenoida ki lo ynemru dvarim mehem ele letzadikim. A person who didn't just watch a rom-com last night, who didn't chas v'shalom watch even worse last night, and now he's sitting there during davening and it's popping into his head. He's like,
That's what we say. That's not zaros.
must be
That's not zaros. That was the first basic
good,
thing.
good.
That's not zaros.
This
That's
is
you.
so important.
That's
So
you.
many people are saying that, how does it feel? What do you mean, how does
No,
it feel?
that's what you
Yesterday's
just
porn
did.
that you watched.
Exactly.
How does it feel?
Yesterday's porn.
Where in my childhood is this? What do you mean when you're a child? This is
Exactly. That is deep.
What's that?
That's not zar. That's what the first thing.
show
If
you.
this is what you were thinking about or dealing with, that's not zar. That's you. Zar means
Machshavas
friend.
zariyos.
Friend.
Yeah,
It's a
take it out
wild
of my head.
thought of depression, a wild thought of shame. If you did something shameful yesterday, guilt,
Whoa. It's a what? Now,
and now you're feeling guilt because of it, that's Christian.
oh, it's the guilt?
The guilt is
It's that
Christianity.
good Christian
That
boy inside of you.
That feeling of disconnected from Hashem, that feeling of I feel guilty and I feel disconnected from Hashem.
Hey.
It's the same thing, by the way. I
Yo.
don't know why we don't have the clock anymore. Take away the clock.
Correct.
Don't be stressing. Oh, I'm going to dive in. I'm going to do it 1 minute later, 1 minute here, 1 minute there. Don't